know you heroes are normally just flying across the sky without a care in the world, but if you've got a moment, there are some criminals close by, so, little help?
One more person tells me to keep calm and carry on. Why is all of the money the same color? How can you tell it apart?
Cops in Stuttgart only had to deal with Loki. I have to deal with angry New Yorkers and ridiculously unprepared tourists. This job.
If we can't control the Tesseract's energy, there may not be a minimum safe distance.
I am burdened with glorious purpose.
We have to act now.
How hard can you find a rocket in a space station? Really harder than ever. Don't look so surprised, my fellow adventurer. I also have ways of gaining access to high-security facilities. I have traveled here for a most legendary item, a rare miniature rocket rumored to be worth more than Earth itself. Locate it for me, and I will offer you a worthy trade. I know it's a toy. It's not for me, it's for my nephew. Take your bounty and away with you.
There appears to be some trouble close by. I'd be there to help out, but I'm pretty busy recording videos of myself lip-syncing popular songs for research.
Poor Captain Steve Rogers.
Here? How embarrassing. This is not quite the... Before you ask, I have a temporal assimilator and it... You don't need to know more about how I got here, just know this. I have come seeking an authentic Schmidt Red Skull mask. Find it before me, and I shall arrange a most agreeable exchange. Have the mask yet? Well, get to it. This is a time-limited offer.
Coulson, what do you need?
Considering this wasn't kept in an enclosed display. Who else can say they own one of these? Another spectacular addition to my Hydra collection.
Witnesses are reporting lawless thugs on the loose in this area. You better see what you can do about them before things get out of hand.
The Tesseract would be dangerous in anyone's hands, but Loki? I don't even want to think about what he'd be capable of.
You crave subjugation.
What is that smell? Although I was initially invited here to purchase some rare paintings, I grew bored and stepped outside for some air. Now my senses are being teased by this delectable smell. It seems to be coming from that hot dog stand. Procure me one of these dogs, and in return I will grant you a boon. Surely these dogs could not be of Earth. I do not sense dogs or any other kind of Earth meat.
Lure of freedom. You set the terms, you can change them. Please set the terms. You can change them.
Strange, for this is neither hot nor a dog, yet still a taste sensation. Perhaps a new collection is in order. The best hot dogs in the universe, all in one display. Yes. Begone, I have work to do.
We may need your help to ward off some bad guys in this area. I mean, if that fits into your schedule.
Pretty impressive cell, huh? I mean, I know it's not likely that Banner will transform into the Hulk at the worst possible time during our mission, but you can't be too careful. In any case, it turned out to be useful for keeping a certain god of mischief out of the way. Now we can concentrate on finding the Tesseract without any more distractions, right?
Why arrange a trade in this environment? It's hardly fitting for such elite clientele. I had a prior agreement with an Agent Cheese to meet here and trade an extremely rare Captain America collectible card. I see now that this was probably not a good time to arrange an exchange. If you should find this agent or his card, return to me. I can make this more than worth your while. Unbelievable! This Agent Cheese shall not remain part of our Collectors Club after this no-show. Last, the final card I required for my collection. A beauty to behold, and signed by Mr. America himself. Now to move on to the collectible stickers.
Why is all of the money the same color?
Criminal activity taking place at 12 o'clock. As in the direction, not the time. I mean, it's happening at the moment, but okay, and now you've changed direction.
Now.
I have an associate that wishes to obtain a wig from that wig shop nearby. I dare not enter the premises myself. I couldn't bear the thought that someone would assume the wig was for me. My hair is of superior quality. Just go and get a wig and be quick about it. Doesn't like to be kept waiting. Bouffant wig. Truly your lack of reasonable judgment astounds me. How am I ever going to find an event to wear the... I mean, yes, this will meet my associate's requirements to an acceptable standard. Now move along.
Any chance you could grab some shawarma while you're out? Maybe some mac and cheese or falafel or... Hold up. Criminal activity detected nearby. I guess dinner can wait.
It's gonna take more than...
Sorry, that was odd.
You are all of you beneath me. I am a god, you dull creature. I will not be bullied by it.
God. We have to act now.
Better be worth the trouble it took getting up here. My sources tell me that within this tasteless penthouse is a digital presence of immense intelligence. I wish to study this being, collect his knowledge. This Jarvis is said to be stored in a memory drive somewhere around here. Find the drive. I won't cease the search until it is mine. Superior intelligence. I, of course, already have this as a cosmic being, but I must collect this drive nevertheless. Truly unique. What wonders I can do with this. Or I could put it in a display case and forget about it. Probably the latter.
Has anyone received this message? We're getting reports of an incident close to your location. If you can hear this, please make your way to the scene and help out.
Right up to the general's palace. I drop it at his feet. I'm like, boom, you looking for this?
I'm not sure who is in charge of the music here, but clearly they have never heard my demo reel. If you were to, say, acquire the record that's playing, I would be able to jump in and take control of the decks. My record collection is limitless. I have just the thing. What even is this song? Inferior is what it is. Now I can showcase my record collection. Take your reward and leave me to work my magic on the decks.
I know you probably have your hands full right now, but there's some pretty bad stuff going down in the nearby area that could really use your attention.
Lights. Disco lights. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Stop him!
Fancy seeing you here. I was under the impression Claw's clientele was of a superior elite class. Well, anyway, I came here in order to obtain a sample of this so-called vibranium. Claw is nowhere to be found. Typical. Retrieve the sample for me, and I may pay you a finder's fee.
Wow, this guy is fast. Thor, how about tricking him into picking up your hammer?
Magnificent. Truly as hardy as Claw claimed. Now to find him to negotiate a larger supply. If I can just Wait. Why are you still here? Take your bounty and be gone!
Feel like getting your hands dirty? We're getting reports of some trash in your area that needs to be taken out. As in, you know, criminals.
World-renowned geneticist Dr. Helen Cho. Wait, are you with the Maximoff twins? Well, in any case, I'd suggest finding a way to get airborne. Try to salvage some of the vehicle parts and see what you can build.
Now I see your feeble mind wondering what could the Collector want in such a place. Fish. Not just any fish. This fish is renowned across the galaxy as one of the most foul-smelling creatures within our existence. Sniff out this fish for me, and I shall freshen the deal with an extraordinary reward. My senses are working overtime. This noxious stench cloud seems to be getting worse. positively putrid, just as expected. Perhaps I didn't think this through. I don't think my isolation tank will contain this malodor. Either way, a bargain was struck. Take this as recompense.
Excelsior!
We're getting more reports of criminal activity close to your location. Guess the bad guys don't want you to get too rusty, huh?
Rich history. Amidst this chaos is a city with such rich culture. I learned of Sokovia's struggles during my travels, and I wish to grab a piece of Sokovian memorabilia before the city falls forever. The item I most desire is one of the iconic Sokovian flags. I'm sure there is at least one lying around in this rubble. Shame that I can't collect the entire city. I suppose I hardly brought adequate equipment for that. Seems a little soiled, but I suppose this only adds to its authenticity. Yes, this will do nicely. Hail Sokovia!
Excelsior!
Finally figured out how to communicate using this hologram table thing. Somehow, I got it stuck on Morse code. Anyway, keep an eye out for trouble in this area.
Glad to see you folks are still hanging in there.
This is how you end, Tony. This is peace in my time. I've moved beyond your mission. I'm free.
Ah, why did you insist on drawing Ultron's attention in here? Can't you see I'm trying to be stealthy? I'm procuring a lost Sokovian artifact. I don't want it to get compromised in all this fighting, you see. I've been trying to crack into this tomb for hours now. If you should manage to break in, retrieve the skull inside, and I may agree to a trade. Let me see. Alas, poor fellow. Quite a specimen. This will do nicely for my drama group. But Don't look at me like that. You're just jealous that my harrowing Shakespearean performance will outshine your superhero deeds.
Incoming crime report. Looks like a possible robbery. Reminds me of when that guy stole a priceless gem and then just put it on a glove. I mean, who does that?
You'd think that Tony Stark would be happy that he helped save the world from the Chitauri, but something about him's different now. He spends most of his time building new Iron Man suits at his mansion and has somehow managed to get himself in trouble with this mysterious menace known as the Mandarin. I'd like to think he knows what he's doing, but, well, he's Tony.
You see that lovely Malibu penthouse? Well, that's where I live with Tony Stark. Normally, it has a beautiful vista of the Pacific, but today, it has a fleet of gunships hired by the Mandarin to redecorate our lounge. He's the same villain that's been creating all kinds of chaos around town, even putting our friend Happy in the hospital. Guess he's not so happy now. Definitely not Tony's best decision giving our home address to a bunch of lava-blooded villains. On a positive note, at least his new Iron Man suit fits me snugly.
Get her, I'm gonna find a way around.
Tony! You're okay, right? We need to get you out of here right now. See, this is why I don't like it when you bring your work home with you. Should have guessed. Can you control it from your side?
You don't like?
get you out of here. That was weird, but surprisingly comfortable. Watch out for those helicopters, Tony!
Hey, did you see your Christmas present? Nailed it, right?
That was really violent.
Here's a little holiday greeting I've been wanting to send to the Mandarin.
Is that thing? Alright, I get it. Let's just hope it works. More of these guys? Hope you've still got some tricks up that iron sleeve of yours, Tony. For a second, we thought it was over, but a final missile slipped past. I watched in horror as the entire condo sunk into the abyss. Thankfully, Jarvis had managed to help Tony escape a watery end, but the suit had shorted out, leaving him stranded in Tennessee. Further adding to his troubles, the hot-headed villains happened to be visiting the area, and Tony's only ally was Harley, a local boy with a pretty mean potato gun. The pair were left with no choice but to take on the Flameheads together. Tony really should start keeping the rest of the Avengers on speed dial.
Whoa, that was so cool! I mean, you know, in a bad way. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. There are transformers around here that'll shut the power off. I accidentally did that. Twice. Ooh, I wonder what this does.
Real heroes should never be too...
Don't worry about it, I'll fix it.
No offense, but I think you might be a little too heavy for this. Let me try. There's a transformer up here. Let's smash it and go. All right, that's one of them taken care of. Now to find the other one.
Oh, I remember how to do this. Should be no problem.
Did it! The power's off. We can get past now, right?
I'll try to help with this, but it...
Oh man, she looks angry. Like, really angry. How is she even glowing like that?
Hey, Hot Wings, you want to party? Come on, you and me, let's go.
You got a plan for this, right? It kind of feels like we're a little outmatched right now.
You'll see.
After some creative use of a microwave, Tony defeated the remaining extremis-fueled agents and headed off to take down the Mandarin. Then, things got complicated very quickly. The Mandarin turned out to be a washed-up British actor called Trevor, and the real villain was actually someone familiar. Not an ex-neighbor, but a nerd-turned-superhuman called Aldrich Killian. I've got to admit, he was looking much more suave these days. Killian only went and took me hostage, exposing me to extremis. He also kidnapped the president, too, and planned to serve him up like a roast turkey. Tony turned up to save the day, this time with Iron Patriot by his side, and his entire back catalog of Iron Man suits. The 10-year-old with the potato gun would have come too, but he had to tidy his room.
What do we got here?
wanted the Mandarin, Tony? Well, here I am. I am the Mandarin. Don't you? Tony. Perhaps this will teach you to be nicer to people you randomly meet at parties.
I'm not afraid of you. I know you're a coward.
Take a minute.
You see? That suit was just like you! A failure!
Jarvis, do me a favor and blow Mark 42.
No!
Even after being cooked in an Iron Man suit, Killian was still up for another round. Luckily for Tony, I was in no mood for any more nonsense. Combining my terrifically toasty powers and an Iron Man repulsor, I flame-grilled the big geek. With that maniac out of the way, Tony celebrated by blowing up all his suits, promising to spend the holidays with me rather than with a screwdriver and an arc reactor. With the president now safe and sound, Tony promised to use his super genius to find a cure for the extremis enhancements. Straight after we'd had a festive dinner. Oh, and after he'd had his shrapnel removed. Oh, and don't forget, he is Iron Man.
Excelsior!
Sorry to interrupt your little trip across the city, but the police are on their way to a crime in progress near you. Maybe you can beat them to it.
You'd think that...
One man is all that stands in my way.
Fortunately, I am mighty.
One man is all that stands in my way. I came here in the hopes that Tony Stark would freely donate one of his Iron Man suits to my magnificent collection. Alas, Mr. Stark has been less than willing to liaise with me. If one was to procure even a piece of his armor, I would reward that person with an impressive prize. Just one suit is all I wanted. Honestly, the unbelievable greed of his stock for it. helmets. Wait, this one's defective. I'm not sure I can have a less than perfect item in my display. Well, perhaps I can wear it around my home.
Excelsior!
Incoming crime report. Looks like a possible robbery. Reminds me of when that guy stole a priceless gem and then just put it on a glove. I mean, who does that?
While Thor was helping us track down Loki, we asked him about any potential threats to Earth. One of his stories was about an ancient race called the Dark Elves, led by Malekith, who attempted to use something called the Ether to bring darkness to the Nine Realms. It sounded kind of serious, but Thor assured us it was all settled thousands of years ago. Why do I still have a bad feeling about this?
Long before the birth of light, there was darkness, and from that darkness came Malekith, a dark elf who millennia ago sought to return our universe back into one of eternal night, using the power of the Ether, an ancient force of infinite destruction. My father vanquished Malekith in a mighty war. It was a tale he recounted so often that he truly lived up to the name King Bor. At the climax of the battle, the Ether was destroyed, or so we believed until Jane Foster, Thor's girlfriend from the wrong side of the Bifrost, somehow managed to stumble upon it, waking an ancient evil from his slumber, with only one layabout to defend her, and my favorite son in prison. Asgard was in more peril than it had ever faced.
Turn to yourselves, no further harm will come to you. You have my word. You do not have my word.
It's as if you resent being imprisoned.
There's no pleasing some creatures.
I want to take a stand to the left.
How can a man be so casual when faced with this chaos?
He always was one for mischief. Be thankful, my dear friend, for he is doing nothing but merely knitting. Splendid work, my friend. Never thought I'd have to break myself out of the dungeon.
Oh, one swing of my trusty axe would have us out of here in no time.
Big chaps like in Vanaheim. Then I suggest you start with him this time, Thor.
Completely under control.
Is that why everything's on fire?
You did not truly think to do this without me. For glory! For the All-Father! I must go. No minor skirmish. Asgard is in danger. Come, we must take the fight to these intruders and end this.
I'm impressed by their resilience to my charming smile.
I think I'm going to be sick.
I'm not surprised. After you managed to consume 4 wild boars, 6 pheasants, a side of beef, and 2 caskets of broth.
One must not fight. Stomach panic. Now, for Asgard!
you, Bullstag the Valiant.
Oh, just be quiet and push!
Too late. My lump of a son Thor added Malekith's escape to his considerable list of heroic failures. His only option was to seek the help of his brilliant brother, cruelly locked away and forgotten in Asgard's dungeons. Defying my orders, they fled Asgard through secret ways long forgotten. And together as brothers, they stood to face our greatest foe.
All right, you ready?
I